All right, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how one of my close friends, Ben Hackett, was able to land an appointment setting client in about 2 weeks of doing outreach that is now currently earning him $5,000 per month just as an appointment setter with a lot of long-term potential. I'm going to show you the exact strategies on how he did it, what did his profile look like, how did he find clients to do outreach, what clients did he reach out to, what was his messaging strategy, and all of that stuff. So you guys can go in and see exactly how he did it. And just to give you guys a little bit of background, Ben basically went from somebody who had a few failed business models, specifically trying to start his own coaching business. He did a little bit of affiliate marketing, and he tried running his own agency, and he ended up landing on being an appointment setter, where now he's making 5K per month as an appointment setter out of Ireland at 22 years old. So a really awesome story. And on top of that as well, the best part arguably is that he has a very clear vision and a clear roadmap on how he can scale his income even further in the long term, which I'll talk about at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it here. So with that being said, let me shorten my camera a little bit. Let's do that one. But this is Ben right here in the red. This is a picture of us actually in Mexico. This is me. This is my business partner. This is another friend I know named Josh, where we were all actually in Mexico, all working together and masterminding together. But to focus on Ben specifically, 22 years old. He actually dropped out of college, which is kind of a funny story because I did too. And he had a few failed business models. He tried info products, affiliate marketing, agency, and he found a little bit of success with each, but nothing that he wanted to stay on for the long term. And he wanted to make money online so that he didn't have to work a corporate job in the Ireland or the UK. So he could, and he just wanted to spend his time traveling around Europe. So he goes to the Canary Islands, he goes to Portugal, he goes to the UK a ton, which is really dope for him. So with that being said, after landing on the business model, I say quote unquote business model because it's not even really like a business model. After landing on doing appointment setting, he realized that he would have to do outreach to first sign his client. However, instead of doing what most people do in terms of outreach, Ben outsmarted everyone because instead of just going out and like searching specific keywords like fitness coach or relationship coach or Airbnb coach or trading coach or whatever, he realized that if he could find a pool of ideal clients, it would make doing volume of outreach a million times easier because there is a certain element of doing volume required in order to make outreach work, as you guys probably know. And then Ben realized that instead of trying to find these people individually, a lot of experts in the online space actually create pools of his ideal clients. Now, what do I mean by this? I'll talk about it in a second. But let's first make sure that we have 100% clarity on what an ideal client actually is. So an ideal client is somebody that's getting 30 leads or more per day, which basically signifies that they have enough volume for you to actually go in and do the work. They have at least an $1,000 offer where they're selling a course or coaching program that they usually sell through sales calls, because if they don't take sales calls, then they don't need somebody to actually go in and set the appointment by definition. Somebody that has a great vision and they have ambitious goals, right? You don't want somebody that wants to make $5,000 per month online. And you don't want to go and work with them. You want somebody that has even bigger goals than that, far beyond that, so that you can go in and take a percentage of that. And also somebody that has proof of concept. They have good client results. And both of these two things basically signify more consistency with the amount of money that you get paid, which I'll show you what that looks like for Ben in a second. So with that being said, there are people out there that run programs that teach people how to start coaching programs or sell courses, or that also teach coaches and course sellers how they can grow their business and serve more clients. And because of this, two things can end up happening, right? It's very common for industry leaders to follow their top clients on Instagram, right? So industry leaders that create this program where they teach coaches and course sellers on how to scale their business, they can end up following their ideal clients on Instagram. And also, it's very common for these industry leaders to post about their top students on their Instagram stories. So Ben actually went in and was able to leverage this to find pools of his ideal clients. Instead of fighting tooth and nail to find clients by searching up specific words to try to find his demographic, he went after industry leaders and he went to their following list, which I'll show you how to do in a second. And he used that to find pools of ideal clients. So with that being said, let's see this actually in action. All right, so as I mentioned, now we're on Instagram here, and if you actually wanted to, you could go to my Instagram and look at this example specifically. I follow a good amount of people. This definitely wouldn't be the perfect place to go to find ideal candidates, but it's a start and it can definitely get you in the door. So, again, like we referred to earlier, these programs create ideal clients, and if you go to the people that they're following, this can create a pool of ideal clients, right? So you can do that with me, or I'm going to give you 4 examples here for this video. So we have Cole Gordon, who runs a program called Closers.io, where he basically helps coaches scale by building their sales team. And basically, he's following 493 people. And from what I've tested and from what I've seen, there's actually a good amount of people in here that are perfect ideal clients. Let's try to find like 1 or 2 just so you can get an example, right? So with that being said, let's check out this dude. This guy is personal branding expert. I don't know if he has a link here. Maybe this isn't a perfect example, but then you just basically move on to the next one and you go look for some more. And you just sift through all of these. Boom. Now we have Lauren Hunter. Let's see this. Women's relationship coach. Potentially a good candidate there for you to reach out to. You can look into it a little bit more. Let's see, Oliver. I'm just looking for people that actually have like a link in their bio. But you get the point. There's a good amount of ideal clients sitting right here. And then basically once you find somebody that would be a good candidate, you can actually like open up their profile, and then you can go to the people that they're following, and then you can go and rinse and repeat the process again, right? So that is one example with Cole Gordon here. I also have a couple more people. So another good example is Dan Martell, following 702 people. So you can go in and look. Again, I'm going to provide you 4 industry leaders, but there are literally like hundreds of people that you can start this process of going into their following with first. You just have to go out and find them. I don't want to just give you like hundreds of, I want you to kind of be proactive into finding them. But let's see this potentially. Maybe a candidate there. Online business sales expert, probably an ideal candidate here. They have good following. They look like they have a high ticket program, so potential there for sure. And the process continues itself over and over again. You have like people like Sam Sulek. I don't know if he even runs a coaching program, so maybe not. Let's see this guy. Helping entrepreneurs drive growth on their organic platforms. Definitely runs a high ticket program, and he has good following, so maybe potential there to hire an appointment setter. And yeah, so that's Dan Martell. Let's check out a couple more. We got Jeremy Pogue here, following 94 people, a lot of which who are some of his best clients. So you can go and do that process. But on top of that as well, if you actually didn't know, he posts a good amount of like client results on his page. This program seems to be pretty solid, where he helps coaches scale with ads and appointment setters. So you can actually go in and look at some of the client results that he's seeing. And if you see somebody on there, then you can look them up on Instagram and try to find their profile to see if they'd be a good candidate, right? So that's also another thing that you can do. And I'll show you what Ben did in a second. Brennan Forbes, another good example here, following 200 people, most of which in here are ideal clients for you to go and reach out to. So with that being said, that is kind of the process to do that. And so Ben actually went through this process and he found an ideal client. And I blurred out their name just for privacy's sake. But as you can see, they were followed by Bastian Slot, which was one of the people that you could also check out. That is an industry leader. But the point is he found an ideal client based on this exact method. Like Ben went out and did this method and he found an ideal client. And he did outreach to them and landed them as a client. So with that being said, a few characteristics to consider about this ideal client. So based on their profile here, they have about 32,000 followers, which is a good indicator that they get a good amount of lead flow. They also have proof of concept. I blurred out their content, again, for security reasons. I don't want you guys going out and like looking up this person specifically because they already have Ben as their appointment setter. But you can go out and find other people like this using the same approach. But their content is really good, and that shows proof of concept. And then also in the link in their bio, they have a high ticket offer. But on top of that as well, want to learn what I do? DM me, replace my income. So they're an Airbnb coach, And as you can see in their bio, they actually have a call to action for people to DM them, which literally is perfect because as an appointment setter, this is going to start the process for you. So it's like DM me, replace my income. If somebody has this in their bio, this means that they need appointment setters. So with that being said, that checks the boxes and the criteria for what would make an ideal client. Now, what was Ben's profile? What did it look like? Well, this is his profile. He's got a picture with his girl there. Clean, simple bio, classy pictures. He didn't try to do too much with this. He had a simple, classy profile. He had a few pictures of him traveling and doing cool stuff, traveling around Portugal and all that stuff. But one of the things that he didn't do is he did not put appointment setter or remote sales in his bio like some of you morons do. And if you do that, you hate money. Only put appointment setter or remote sales in your Instagram bio when you're doing outreach if you hate money. And if you're watching this video and you're like a copywriter or something, or like a video editor, it's the same principle. Don't put that shit in your bio. That triggers immediate resistance and nobody wants to work with you. So that's just a little side tangent there. But this profile is very successful for doing outreach. It's super simple and super, and it works well. It's professional, right? And then, so now, once he found this ideal client, what did the conversation with them look like in order for him to land this client? So he actually said a very common message and a very simple message just like this. He said, hey, name, I'm not going to reveal their name, but hey, name, how are you? I came across your profile on my Explore page and I love your content. The success you achieved with Airbnb is inspirational, right? They were an Airbnb coach. I just realized I mistyped this, but whatever. I was wondering right now if you're currently looking for an appointment setter to bring onto your sales team to help you bring more qualified prospects on appointments on your calendar so that you can bring in more clients. I'd love the opportunity to work for you. If so, cool if I send over a video introduction. Then the person said, yes, we're hiring. Can you fill out this application form? Then Ben filled out the form, just filled out the application. Hope to hear from you soon. Then they said, hey, I think we'd be a great fit. Can you just film a quick intro Loom video covering these 5 questions? So they had him answer like 5 quick questions, basically almost like this was like a micro interview. Then he sent the Loom video. Then they reviewed it. They checked it out. And this was all within 1 day. And this person said, hey, we would like to have you on the team. Does Monday work for an onboarding call? Right. So very, very swift, very, very quick, and very, very clean and well executed with this opener message. Didn't try to do too much there. Didn't try to be too fancy. So yeah. Now let's talk about how much volume and how long did it take for him to land this client, right? So Ben did 50 to 100 new outreach a day for him to land this person. So he used the method that I was talking about earlier to find ideal clients on Instagram with the following method. You can rewind and watch the video if you missed that, but he did 50 to 100 new outreach to new people every single day. And then for every single person that he reached out to, he would follow up with them. And then he did that for about 2 weeks. So he did this for like 2 weeks. He did 50 to 100 a day consistently for 2 weeks. He made it his goal. He said, hey, if I can do 50 to 100 every single day for 2 weeks, that's ultimately the reward. The outcome isn't the reward. The journey and the process is the reward. So he did that, and he ended up landing the client. And so now we're going to talk about how much money he's making. Then I'm going to talk about what he actually does day to day. And yeah, so after landing this position and agreeing to sign up with the person, he actually started in April of 2024. Well, actually May or March. So he started in March of 2024, and this was his first payment for the month of March that he got paid in April. Hopefully that makes sense. And his payment here was 866 euros. So his first month of doing appointment setting, he made about 945 USD, about 867 euros. You can do the math based on where you live. I did the math for all the fellow Americans watching this video, but you can apply this to whatever your currency is. And then after that, and one of the biggest things that I talk about on this channel is you want to get in a position where you're rewarded based on your skill level, right? So you can't do this in a traditional 9-to-5 job. You can't like go from making 945 to the next month making 3,945 unless you like 4 times the amount of hours that you put into the job, which doesn't make sense, right? So how did he go from for the month of March getting paid $945 to the month of April getting paid $3,945. Well, his skill level improved, so he got paid more money. And that's ideally what you want. You want to get paid on commission, right? So then for the month of April, getting paid in May, he got paid, what I said there. And then guess what? The process continues again. The next month after that, he made 5,338 USD, or about 4,900 euros for the month of May. And now I'm actually talking to him about like what his results were like for July, so we'll see about that. But the point is you ideally want to get in a position where as you work and you build your skills, you get paid more money. That's the perfect situation to be in. And on top of this, what's awesome is Ben also has a long-term vision on how he plans to scale this. So he's just doing appointment setting right now. He can go in and transition into being a high-ticket closer, where you can, in most roles and positions, you can get paid a higher percentage commission. So most appointment setters get paid about 5%. So what he's doing here as an appointment setter can effectively double if he wants to be a closer, which is obviously a new skill set. So he'd probably start off making like 5K a month as a closer, but then as he builds his skill, he makes more money, right? Just like we talked about earlier. He can also go and apply these exact same principles into other businesses and scale their sales teams now that he understands how to do it for this client. And he can kind of build an agency around that, right? And that's actually something that we cover in depth inside of my program that I teach you guys on. And on top of that as well, I know I kind of flew through the Instagram outreach strategy, but that's something in depth that we cover inside of my one-on-one mentorship program. So the opportunity for that is in the link in the description. But Ben basically now, when he's working with his client, he basically has to respond to these DMs. He has to also outreach to new followers that they get and the people interacting on the social media content as well. He just has to go in and create conversations with those people. And all his day is literally just sending messages, right? So he can make 5K per month working 4 to 6 hours a day, and he can go travel the world at the same exact time. And that's actually what he's doing. Like, he's in Portugal and he's living life and traveling around, right? So that's kind of like the beauty of working remote. So yeah. So with that being said, guys, if you guys are interested in working with me one-on-one, you can do that. You can find that in the link in the description, but I didn't really create this video to like directly sell that program per se. If you want to join, you can. The link is in the description. You can apply for one-on-one coaching. But more importantly, I actually created an in-depth masterclass in the link in the description that you guys can check out as well. It's about 33 minutes, and it goes in depth on all of these principles. And it goes even further into stuff like this, like everything from the profile, what does the conversation look like, etc. And so watch that video. If you want to try doing appointment setting on your own, you definitely can. And I know people who see results with that. I'd recommend working with a mentor. It's probably in your best interest because time is far more valuable than money. So you guys have the opportunity to do that in the link in the description if you guys want to work with me one-on-one. But other than that, hopefully this was valuable. And hopefully you guys got some insight on how this whole process works. And you guys kind of see the inside of Ben's process for how he landed a 5K per month appointment setting client, and also how he now has a clear vision for how he can improve that income even further. And he's working fully remote and he has time freedom, and it's pretty cool stuff. So yeah, guys, you guys take care and have a fantastic rest of your day.